Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, welcome back to Purpose, Passion, and Love TV. It's been about 2 weeks since the last video, and you know, frankly, that was because I really didn't know how to present what I needed to present at the time. So it took me a little while to get things together to figure out exactly what the message for this video was supposed to be. But before we go on with that, y'all remember Purpose, Passion, and Love, the book. Is available on Amazon. Purpose, Passion, and Love, The Heart of a Man. There is a link to the book in the description below this video. Hit the link, uh, copy your copy of the book. It's much appreciated. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already a member of Purpose, Passion, and Love TV. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I've been gone a while, and I guess the best way to sum up the reason is because I had to get a hard lesson in patience, and not not just patience on the surface level of waiting to get something, but patience on a deeper level, as in waiting on God. And some things took place, been taking place in my life to where I got to a point to where I was ready to say, you know what, man, just let me go to work. Just let me go to work like everybody else. Later for all of this, trying to help and put my 2 cents in, and it got to be too much. Just to be all the way real with you, it got to be too much. Um, but in getting to that point, um, I had to reach out and really, the lesson is finding out that really that's where God wants you, is where, you, you know, you get to a place to where only He can help. And once I reached out like that, and, the help started coming the way I needed it to come and flow. And I was able to see, where I was out of pocket in expecting things by my timing. And then not only expecting things by my timing, but expecting to expecting those things to show up. So not a lot of my vulnerabilities wouldn't show. So a lot of decisions that I made based on faith wouldn't show. But what I found out was those lessons in humility, and it's crazy because we have talked about this before in the previous video, I think, but those lessons in humility, um, you got to be able to get there and be still in those lessons too, no matter what somebody is saying about you, no matter who those people are. And sometimes who those people are, it hurt real bad. And I know for a fact that in the previous video, we talked about, you know, people that's closest to you hurting you the most. Um, and a lot of the times that's what I was afraid of the most, getting hurt by those people because, not being my message, or not necessarily my message, but my journey not being understood. And, sometimes that understanding don't help in a situation when there are physical needs and wants and necessities at stake. And that's understandable. But when you are reaching for something, when you asking for something, when been a vision placed on your heart, and you have been charged with carrying out that vision, you got to be able to stand. And, you know, that's what I learned the most. And that's what I hope to pass on through this video inspirationally. Um, Now, what I do or what I have been able to realize in seeing that is that as these things are coming together for me now, what I'm also realizing is that on a more specific level, some of those people that have intentionally been backstabbers and some of the things that I could feel in my spirit before but couldn't point to specifically, I'm also able to see now uh, who and in some cases what. But because I'm not through with my own development, I'm not, I still got to be more patient in having those things revealed. But I will say this, um, because of the inspiration for making my journey public, which is deeply rooted in helping others, um, because I took so many bullets, so to speak, in that regard, uh, who those people are. And before I say this, I'm gonna preface it with this: I ain't no tough guy. I ain't never been known as such. But I took so many bullets, you know, uh, seemingly unaware of those people and those things. That once they are made aware to me, once I do reach the completion, so to speak, of my own self journey to where everything is in line now and things are flowing uh like I would like them to flow on a physical level, you can best believe that if you are a part of that group that uh I'm gonna make it known to you that I know who you are and what you was up to. Uh Not for nothing, but just to let you know that you're not getting away with it. Um in the book, in my book, towards the end there is a piece called that I titled Battle Rap. And in Battle Rap, I kind of pick out some of them situations they've been vague, but I know that they there. Well, you know, I'm falling in line, and because I'm falling in line, some of those things are falling in line. And you know that old saying, "What's done in the dark shall come to the light." Well, you know, some of those truths are surfacing. Some of the identities are surfacing, and you know, along my walk, I have uh, I have had to let a lot of those things pass for fear of not making it to where I am now, to where I can do my part in giving back this walk in a way that hopefully helps others. Well, just like I said in Battle Rap, um, you know, the rabbit got the gun now. And so as I finish, you know, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you out. I'm gonna punch you out, and I'm gonna let you know that I know, because it's one thing to not like me, and that's not just for me. This goes for anybody out there. It's one thing to not like a person. It's one thing to have no respect for a person, but to have both of those things going on and still call yourself a part of that person's life, that's downright diabolical. And we ain't gonna let that one slide. All right. But that's a side note. All right. Some of that ain't got nothing. Some of that ain't got nothing to do with some of y'all. But just to let you know, I'm on it. Toothless and all, I'm on it. All right. So, but the message is, if you believe, if you call yourself a believer, and you got a vision, you got something on your heart, you got something that's in your life that has had to be uncovered, and you are brave enough to go on that journey. See, there's a lot of them people that do the backstabbing, that sit on the side looking and laughing. They need work too, but they are petrified of going on that journey. They scared to death. That's why it's so easy for them to sit back and pick out and point at and laugh at and stab people in the back like me and you. But they're gonna be dealt with, all right, in more ways than one. Um, and that ain't nothing that I got nothing to do with. That's the word. Um, but to get back to a positive note, um, the lesson in them 2 weeks was patience. The lesson was patience, man. The patient lesson was patience in a way that no matter how bad things look or feel, you gotta know that God is always there. He's always still there. And when you can learn to latch on to that, um, it's a lot easier to see your way out of stuff that seem to be uh, that seem to have no way out. And that was a hard lesson for the brother. That was a hard lesson for the brother. Um, so that's the latest update on this journey of purpose, passion, and love, TV. And just remember, it ain't always about something as prevalent as writing a book or buying a house or getting a degree. Sometimes it's just about uncovering yourself that had been covered up, maybe by certain circumstances in your childhood. Maybe you reach adulthood and you hit a bad space in your life, and you had a bout with drugs, or you got involved with a person that you shouldn't have been involved with, and you lost yourself. And you gotta dig back through that dirt, and find that God created, that is capable of living whatever type of life um, that you have in your heart that you want to live. Yo, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, um, copy a copy of the book, and big things are ahead. Peace.